after much exhaustion, much rounds, so much fun, we have a top 8.
We do.
Yeah, our top 8 is Morgan in the 1 seed, Justin, who we saw in coverage with the 2 seed, Andrew right here on coverage with Jund is the 3 seed, Quentin on Grixis with the 4 seed, Zach Flynn. What is Zach Flynn on?
Zach is on Mono Blue.
Mono Blue with the 5 seed. Brent McKay, which we have right here on coverage with Grixis.
Yep.
Nick with Blue White, and I believe Bruce is.
I didn't see what Bruce was on. They were.
Oh, they're doing his deck list right now.
Yeah.
Okay, the players have their opening hands. They're gonna get started here in just a second. All right.
Right. So Xander's Lounge.
Can't believe we've seen one of those in coverage for the first time.
That's Zero Taurus Proving Ground. I'm not even. It's a red-black land. Now, one that we haven't seen today yet on coverage. We talked about it a little bit. Tenacious Underdog.
Yeah, Tenacious Underdog putting on the pressure early already.
Yep. So we've got a Swamp for Andrew coming in with the Underdog, which is met with an Abrade. And a tap land for Brent.
And a pass.
So no plays there. Right. See a Stormcarved Coast for Andrew. Some Go for the Throats and some Invoked Spares in hand. So. Just kind of need to get to the 5 mana there. Okay. Alright, so we're going to see a Blitz from the Underdog. This one thing we talked about earlier is it gets haste and sacrifices at the end step and you draw a card. This card saw a lot of play before Brothers War came out, mostly in the Esper decks that were trying to play a 2-drop into a Fiend. But nice to still see it here. So we get 5 mana for... Ooh!
See, that's one that you don't mind sacrificing very much.
It isn't, no. It's a... I had one. Workshop Worksheaf. But it's met with an Make Disappear.
Makes sense. I think that I would rather make it disappear than invoke it.
Yeah. That does make sense. Ooh, and just the Invoke Draw 3.
The Invoke Draw 3 Deal 6 is like a pretty strong version of another 5 mana card called Lava Axe. It just happens to be black to cast it.
And you draw.
Yeah.
3 cards instead of go down a card.
And you deal them extra damage. There's a lot of differences, Patty B.
Yeah.
We don't need to explain them all.
But there. Bruh. Okay. Right back at you. The Invoke Draw 3 for Brent. Just kind of passing off. Spencer, do you think we'll see that same play 3 turns in a row?
It would be a little wild, but
nope. We're gonna brave some course.
Yeah, I think we're gonna take this this 3/2 out of our opponent's graveyard. Oh, interesting.
Left the Underdog. There's no need to fear. Underdog is here. Binning a Xander's Lounge and a Shieldred.
I do believe that a land was taken there.
Yes.
So we could double 3-drop.
Seems pretty good, maximizing your mana and playing that there. So, we'll see an untap here for our Jund player. Casually sliding out the black mana over there. Ooh, okay. So this is one we haven't seen as much because we haven't seen green today. But this is I think it's Terrace Under, which exiles an artifact or enchantment, and you can pay 2 more to have it exile a creature instead.
Okay.
So kind of modal. It's a 1 of in the deck as well. That it's There. What token
Getting
is that? Oh, that's a blood token.
It's a blood token from the Blood Tithe Harvester. Go for the Throat takes care of Corpse Appraiser, kind of pressuring life totals again. Although I think the life total that's really under pressure here due to the number of invokes is actually Andrew's.
Yeah. Yeah, the I think, yeah, so I think he has 2 more invokes in hand, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so Blood Tithe Harvester's just going to trade off with the Goblin Shaman on the block. And we could see Fable and then cast Invoke.
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable line to me. Don't know what else I'd want to do with that much mana in this format, but we'll see what happens.
Sack the treasure here. You can have that back, and
yeah, we will invoke.
I'm gonna draw 3 cards.
Putting Andrew all the way down to 6 with Fable pressuring him. There's a lot of lands. I think that there's exactly 7 in hand too for so Brent with a full grip.
Yeah. Okay. And Briarbridge Tracker. I did bring out clues for that. So nice.
As they said in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, I'm not dead yet.
Yeah. No, those trackers do a really good job of holding the ground down against a 2/2. They're 4/3s right now, right?
Yeah. The problem is going to be, though, that there's a bunch of Go for the Throats at hand, too. So I do actually believe that all we have to do is Go for the Throat 1, attack, and cast.
Another Invoke. Let's see. So many cards in hand. Brent was able to discard some of those extra lands that he drew with the Fables trigger. Go for the throat. One of them. Go for the throat. Another. Attack for 2. Bringing him down to 4. So maybe one of those cards wasn't invoked, because I'm pretty sure we'd. It's
probably one of those Go for the Throats.
I see.
Right,
that's alright. Just another Fable.
We get another Fable.
Which still does put lethal threat, lethal on board here.
We're gonna put a little extra lethal on board though with a 3/2.
Okay.
So
play around one removal spell. I still got a Harvester and a Go for a Throat in the hand. So. Lots to see there. There's our handy dandy blood token. And we see Fable of the Mirror Breaker.
I don't think that's the type of card that is going to be helpful in this situation. It's going to take too long. I mean, it could just be that all that's happening, and it does look like it. I was going to say, it looks like Andrew might just be developing the board.
Yeah.
And then trying to go from there.
Yep. Brent's got a lot of looks here with the Fable trigger after the draw. Which looks like maybe. So you see, Go for the Throat, Harvester, Bankbuster, and another card I can't quite make out. maybe a land.
I think that
Oh,
discarding.
Takanuma.
All right, we are discarding 2.
Okay. All right, Fable's gonna Fable is gonna flip over, and I think that's another invoke. Something purple-ish. We're just gonna send the team. Make 2 treasures.
Attack. If it is invoke, the attacks make a ton of sense here,
Yeah.
because it would clear the board of creatures, allowing invoke to deal the final points of damage.
Yep. And sacrifice the Fable. It's not. It's just a harvester.
You can't just guess every card is invoke, Patty.
Yeah, I know. It's just so powerful.
It does look like it was another go for the throat, which is what you thought the last one was.
Okay.
So it's go for the throat, Bank Buster, and I do believe the last card is a land.
Okay.
It's a Shivan Reef.
Got it. Okay, so the purple I saw was from the Bank Buster. So, a couple looks here with the Fable loot. It's not what you need. You discard it. So discard only 1.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what it could be that gets you back in this game. The kind of just depends. Soul Windgrace gains a little bit of life, if I'm not mistaken. The Workshop War Chiefs gain a little bit of life, but it really can just depend on what he might be looking for in this exact moment.
Awesome. So 2 mana here. Oh, Blast Zone. That's a spicy one. Haven't seen that.
Blast Zone not gonna make a huge impact on this board though. The problem is that there's just too many lethal threats.
Yeah. So you see a draw with the Bank Buster here. Oh, activation of Bank Buster. Oh,
Unleash
okay.
the Inferno is going to take care of at least Bank Buster.
Bank Buster or...
Oh, it can take care of all of them. So it can actually kill both the enchantments. It's not the mana cost, is it?
Let's see. It's the extra damage.
The excess damage will be 5. Oh, heads up play here by Brent, though, to go for throating his own creature.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, resolve your Bank Buster draw. Okay, so because that doesn't have a target, he gets to keep his Fable and Bank Buster around. No, it just says 1. So it's a target with, when it deals excess damage with mana value less.
Okay, so it could have just killed 1.
Yeah.
So he traded to go for the throat for either Bank Buster or Fable.
Yep.
Oh, Corpse Praiser, that is lethal, though.
Yeah. It's a way to crew the Bank Buster. Now takes one of the underdogs. And looking at a braid. Just kind of a wealth of resources there and a couple lands. So get in the car. Copy the Corpse Appraiser.
With only 2 mana available, copying the Corpse Appraiser is interesting because it means that there's not really a combination of cards that can. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, let me see the scoop there. So, okay.
All right, so that is going to do it. Grixis mid is going to take game 1 over Jun mid range. Brent goes to 1-0, and this top 8 with crazy prizes. I mean, just a reminder: the first place gets $1,000 towards travel.
$1,000 towards travel.
Yeah, and the rest of the top 8 is getting an additional $1,000 in this event.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Huge shout out to Game Grid for the way that they support the competitive Magic scene here in Utah.
100%.
Talk to me about the sideboards.
Yep. So, looks like 2 Brotherhoods End for each of our players here. See in Andrew's deck, we see a Burn Down the House, 3 Duress, 1 Fade from History, Jaya Fiery Negotiator, 3 Obliterating Bolts, 1 extra Terra Sunder, 2 Titan of Industries, and an extra Unleash the Inferno.
Yeah. So Jun Windgrace is able to go relatively large. This list here from Brent McKay, it looks interesting in that it is on the 4 of Invoke, 4 of Shealdred list.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a list that I think it's 1 card off in the main even from just the actual list that took down Challenge a few weeks ago.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Actually, this might be the list that took down the Challenge a week and a half ago, other than the Torch Breaths. So it's really trying to get Sheldred into play and take over from there. Now, the question I think becomes, and what Brian's going to ask himself is that the game plan for this matchup? What is the game plan here? Both these players were popping off with Invoke Despairs, but I'd be pretty confident that I'm the one with the most Invoke Despairs, but I'd be wrong because they actually both have 4.
Yeah. It felt like Brent drew more of them there. His sideboard, his options, he's got 2 Brotherhoods End, 1 Disdainful Stroke, 2 Duress, 2 Negate, 2 Soul Transfer, like you mentioned, the 4 Torch Breaths, and 2 Unlicensed Hearses. What are you thinking here on Brent's side?
Well, I'm kind of watching right now. I wanted to see how Brent approached this. It looks like he's taking out his cheap counter spells, and I think he even moved a Shieldred up to the front as some potential board outs.
Okay.
So it looks like we're getting out Make Disappear some of the Shieldreds for what I assume is things like Soul Transfer, Disdainful Stroke, maybe some of the hard counter magic.
Okay. And from Andrew, probably seeing another one of those Unleash the Infernos that seemed if Brent didn't have the go for the throat there, that would have been really good.
Yep.
So probably the extra Terra Sunder, maybe Burn Down the House. What do you think about the Titan of Industry?
I would board that card in this matchup.
Yeah. Because it seems like the go for the throats are pretty stretched as far as things that it needs to take care of.
Yeah, I think so, and I also think that being able to both put a creature into play, and then also have the largest thing left over after something like an Invoke is pretty important.
Take care of a Fable or something like that. Yeah, Titan just has so many modes here, but it looks like our players are about ready. They're just finishing shuffling up here. So we'll take a look and see what happens there.
Yeah, I'm going to leave Patty to commentate for just a minute so I can get us an update on the rest of the topic.
Oh, sounds good. Hello, Gak Mason Clark. Welcome to the chat, sir. All right. Players have presented and shuffling the opponent's decks here. And we'll take a look at resolving some mulligans. Okay. First off the bat, looking at Brent's hand, I do see a duress. So it looks like those were boarded in, and unfortunately, it looks like Andrew's going to be taking a mulligan this game here. Brent's still deciding on his hand. Looks like it might be a keep here. We've got a Xander's Lounge. Is that possibly like an unlicensed hearse? Alright, so Andrew taking a look at his hand, seeing if he wants to stay with 6 or if he needs to go down to 5. Looks like we'll be putting one card back and getting underway here. Spencer, before we get started, how's the top 8 shaping up so far?
People are still playing.
Okay.
No matches had finished yet. We do have Bruce's deck list.
Okay.
Bruce was on mono white.
Oh, okay. All right. So another mid-range deck trying to beat Grixis. Alright. So some tri-lands to start for our players here. Blood type Harvester on turn 2 for Andrew. Sulphur Springs for Brent.
It's a good looking Springs.
It is a good looking Springs. OG Devil in the Hot Tub. I think he'll pass it over. So Blood type Harvester gonna enter the red zone.
Yeah, that Blood type Harvester was not trying to do a Broncos offense impression. It very much was trying to do like an Eagles impression or basically anyone that can get into the end zone.
Oh, Broncos country. Let's ride. Sorry for you guys. So the what is that land? The is it Riveteer's Outlook?
Yeah, so it's gonna gain 1 life and basically grab one of the basics.
Yep.
These are some of the things that you might do in like a Jund Windgrace deck where you actually actively want lands in your graveyard for Windgrace.
Okay. Yep. All right. So duress fired off from Andrew.
It's gonna be responded with a braid for what it's worth.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if like that would have been the take. We see a hand of, especially with a hand of 2 Fable, and Invoke, Unlicensed Hearse, Duress, and a Sun-Carved Coast. What would you take here?
I don't know. It kind of depends on the state of Andrew's hand, right?
Sure.
Depending on Andrew's hand, it might just have to be the duress. But obviously you are a little sad that you've got that double Fable on the other side, so that means that taking a Fable doesn't make a ton of sense.
Right.
Yeah, I think that without knowing the context of Andrew's hand, I think Andrew ended up close to where I would have ended up.
Okay, looks like Brent found a negate, but elects to play one of those Fables. I'd roll up to untap here. See a Haunted Ridge. 4 mana for a Shieldred. Oh, Jaya! Jaya came in. So, haven't seen this as often.
Yeah, so Jaya pluses to make a 1/1 with prowess, pluses to or minuses to exile. I think it's the top 2 cards. You may play 1. Maybe it's and then I don't remember the other 2 modes.
Oh. This is having companions having some issues there. Fiery Negotiator. Alright, yeah, so create a 1/1 red monk creature token with prowess, -1, exile top 2. -2, choose target creature an opponent controls whenever you attack this turn. Jaya Fire Negotiator deals damage equal to the number of attacking creatures to that creature. Then emblem is whenever you cast a red instant or sorcery, copy it twice. You may choose new targets for the copy. Looks like see a Brian Cobal monk token or prowess. That is nice that the Jaya can protect itself, right? By making the creatures.
Get rid of that duress ourselves. Draw 2 extra cards.
Yeah, and it seemed like wasn't too happy with the hearse either.
No, he's gonna have to be happy with it. Oh no, that's a bank buster. I was gonna say because he tried another one, but I was wrong.
So treasure from the goblin token. Let's Brent have access to 4 mana this turn.
No, I think doesn't Brent have another? Or I guess did he already play the other land?
No, it was just the Storm Carcos. I think Brent is missing lands right now. So 3, for a Corpse Appraiser. Okay.
This one's gonna probably go digging for another land if that's the case.
Yeah. Let's see here. Blood Tithe Harvester, another card moved over, and it looks like a land was.
I really like the discipline there. I know this is silly, but I really like the discipline there from Brent for putting that card into his hand, shuffling his hand first, and then playing the land.
Sure. To kind of not necessarily show that, oh, I found what I was looking for. I was looking for land.
Yeah. That's when people say they think somebody has good mechanics. That's not about thing they're talking about.
All right, we see sacrifice from the blood. Another Riveteer's Outlook. Gain another life. Alright, Jai will plus make another monk. And it sounds like we're sending it back here. Fable is going to transform.
Did I miss what the 2 mana was tapped for?
2 mana was for. Is it a blood? I know there was a blood token. So it was 1 mana. 1 mana for the blood. Riveteer's Outlook got a tap.
Got it. Okay. I just looked away for a second. I apologize.
Yep. Okay, so block the Corpse Appraiser. Jaya takes 2. Fable number 2 for Brent. And we'll pass it back over to Andrew. So, Invoke Despair, not great here. Right, we just take care of one of the fables, basically. Kind of see the preference in black mana being fetched for that card. Jaya's gonna plus. See another Prowess Monk token. And a pass. Okay. So maybe Andrew has the Unleash the Inferno. Right, that's something on 5 mana that he could have here. Waiting for the activation on the Fable.
Yeah, I think that if you're going to pass with that much mana up, it's almost possible that just the way that Brent has played so far this game, he's been very disciplined. I almost think he could maybe even make that read. Brent also just has the negate for what it's worth that we saw him draw earlier.
Right.
So that's not going to matter very much.
Tons of mana now, right, with the 3 treasures. Assuming those are all coming at Jaya. Though Jaya really hasn't done... I mean, she's been making monks. Oh, there's a call. Unleash Inferno. Which I think... So you won't be able to tag a... Oh, you will. Yeah.
I think the negate is just going to come out here and stop that.
Yeah. Prowess Trigger will let him trade for a Goblin token. Looks like he preferred to just save the Jaya and block the Corpse Appraiser.
We see it a lot in Modern, with the way that treasures can get out of hand with a mana advantage. But when it happens in Standard, it's quite terrifying.
Oh, yeah. Treasures underrated as far as their mana. Plus up from Jaya here.
I know that Jaya's been trying to protect herself with these monk tokens, but I almost wonder in some of these cases how much better it would have been to be drawing additional cards.
Yeah. It hasn't... Sure. So some of those turns, like this maybe could have been a turn, right, where it was down at 1 to just like get the extra cards.
Really heads up play here, by the way, from Brent. Copying Corpse Appraiser, maybe looking for another negate before deciding what to do and what to sacrifice.
Okay. Found Disdainful Stroke.
Yeah.
Just going to show it here. That is nice heads up play. And even if you don't find the counterspell there, you have this token instead of sacrificing a thing that matters to you.
We would have been left in a really similar position. I actually expect Go for the Throat to come out here, get rid of the token.
Oh, yep.
It actually doesn't need to do that because we can actually just kill the token with the bonus.
Bloodtithe Harvester.
Bloodtithe Harvester.
Yeah. So you can save that Go for the Throat for something a little more premier.
I almost wonder if that's even the best option here. It looks like that is the play that's going to happen, though. And all of this excess treasure next turn could turn into you have to wipe my board now.
Right. Which, I mean, if Burn Down the House is in Andrew's sideboard, so he may have brought that in, it would look great on this board.
Gonna take 5, go down to 18, I believe. Draw an additional card. See if there's anything that I want to be doing.
And passing the turn back. Can loot away one of those lands with the blood. There's Invoke Despair.
Oh, I actually just said 5 and I said 15 when it was 17. That's my mistake for those in the Chizat. Yep. Sacrifice 2. Lose 2. Draw a card. I actually wonder if that was the right way to do that. I might have sacrificed the Brilliant Harvester instead to fill more creatures for the Corpse Appraiser.
Oh, just trying. Okay, okay. Yeah, without the Jaya there, right? Like you just want cards. So that makes sense. And yeah, we kind of see that where um, Andrew doesn't have his creatures in his graveyard. Right
And
now.
neither player with creatures in their yard now. Had we elected to sacrifice the Bloodtithe Harvester instead, we could start filling our own graveyard with creatures with Bloodtithe Harvester.
Which, yeah, the Bloods are not. He's got so much mana.
Yeah, now at this point, the Bloods are basically an extra card when you look at, like,
Yeah.
he's got a Shivan Reef in his hand. So it is certainly a non zero amount of awesomeness happening over there for Brent.
For sure. And Andrew down to 6 with that attack. Another main phase draw. The Bankbuster.
Oh, that'll do it.
That should do it. Yep. Invoking Despair in your.
That one's an
opponents.
Invoke Despair.
That is an Invoke Despair.
All right, and that is going to do it. Brent is going to win 2-0, moving on to our semifinals and play for his spot at Regional Championship San Diego. We will be back with our next match soon.